Welcome back to my channel, Pocket Change Coins. If you're excited about finding hidden gems in your pocket change, you're in the right place. First, we're going to uncover some of the most valuable and rare US coins that could be worth a fortune. Let's dive in. Feature is the United States of America 1-cent coin from 1966. Now, you might be thinking, a 1966 penny? Isn't that just a common coin? Well, think again. This seemingly ordinary penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll be looking at your change in a whole new way. Let's start by taking a step back in time. The 1960s were a decade of incredible change and transformation in the United States. The country was in the midst of the space race, civil rights movements were pushing for equality, and the American economy was going through a period of significant change. The United States Mint was working hard to produce coins that would stand the test of time. Among those coins was the 1966 1-cent coin, which carries a story that many collectors are eager to uncover today. First, let's talk about the design. The 1966 penny, like all pennies from this era, features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front, side, designed by Victor David Brenner. This iconic portrait of Lincoln has been a staple of the 1-cent coin since 1909, making it one of the most recognizable images in American numismatics. The reverse side features the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American history and pride. The design is simple, yet timeless. So, why is the 1966 penny so special? Most of the time, these coins were produced in large quantities and circulated widely, meaning that many of them show signs of wear and tear. But here's where things get interesting. While most 1966 pennies are still worth their face value of 1 cent, some rare specimens have a significantly higher value due to a few unique characteristics. One of the main factors that can elevate the value of a 1966 penny is its condition. The United States Mint produced these coins by the billions, so finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition can be difficult. Over the years, most of these coins were used in everyday transactions, leading to scratches, dings, and other forms of wear. But if you happen to find one in mint state or uncirculated condition, your penny could be worth far more than the 1 cent it originally carried. Now, let's talk about something even more exciting: mint errors. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the production of a coin. These errors are rare, and when they happen, they often make a coin much more valuable to collectors. For the 1966 penny, some of these mint errors can lead to a dramatic increase in its value. For example, off-center strikes and double dies are errors that are highly sought after. If your 1966 penny has either of these features, it could be worth a substantial amount of money. Another rare and highly valuable characteristic for the 1966 penny is the presence of the no mint mark variety. As a general rule, pennies from 1966 with AD mint mark indicate they were minted in Denver, while those without any mint mark were struck in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia minted 1966 pennies that were produced without a mint mark are considered to be more unusual, and when found in excellent condition, they tend to fetch higher prices. Collectors especially look for this particular variety because of its relative rarity. So, how much could your 1966 penny actually be worth? While a typical 1966 penny in worn condition might only be worth a few cents, when it's in mint state or if it has a significant mint error, its value can rise dramatically. Coins with notable errors, especially those with off-center strikes or double die marks, can attract the attention of serious collectors, willing to pay a premium for such a unique piece. If you're lucky enough to find a 1966 penny with one of these rare characteristics, especially in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, your penny could be worth as much as $130,000. Yes, that's right, $130,000 for a single penny. This incredible value goes to show just how much a simple piece of change can be worth if it's in the right condition or has the right characteristics. It's a reminder that even coins we come across every day, like pennies, could hold hidden value that makes them worth far more than their face value. Now, don't rush off just yet. If you think you might have a 1966 penny tucked away somewhere in your collection or in a jar of loose change, make sure to take a close look. Examine it carefully, check for any mint errors, and inspect its condition. You could be holding onto a rare treasure that could bring you a significant return on your investment. And even if you don't have one yet, remember that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and it's always worth keeping an eye out for these hidden gems. Second rare coin, we're going to uncover just how much the United States 1-cent coin from 1967 could be worth, and I promise you, it's more than you think. The 1967 penny might seem like a run-of-the-mill coin, one that you'd find in the bottom of your pocket or hidden at the back of a drawer. But trust me, this coin is a gem waiting to be discovered. Before we get into the specifics of its value, let's take a quick journey back in time to the year 1967 and set the stage for why this coin holds such a special place in the world of numismatics. The 1960s were a transformative decade for the United States. The country was in the midst of social change, technological advancements, and was also grappling with political unrest. It was during this time that the U.S. Mint was busy producing coins to match the demands of a growing economy and an ever-changing nation. The 1967 1-cent coin is part of this historical backdrop, and though it may have started as just another piece of currency in circulation, it has earned its spot in the numismatic world as a rare find. One thing that sets the 1967 penny apart from its peers is the condition. While many of these coins were used in daily transactions, the ones that survived in pristine, uncirculated condition are highly prized by collectors. Coins from this era weren't minted in the quantities that we see today, and they weren't all carefully stored. As a result, the ones that did manage to escape the wear and tear of regular use are far more valuable. The difference between a well-worn penny and a pristine uncirculated penny is significant when it comes to value, and the 1967 penny is no exception, but it's not just the condition of the coin that can make it valuable. Mint errors are another important factor in determining the worth of a coin. Mint errors occur during the manufacturing process when something goes wrong. These errors can create unusual and rare characteristics in a coin, and collectors go wild for them. For the 1967 1-cent coin, errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, and clashed dies are highly sought after. These coins stand out from the standard issue and can fetch extraordinary prices in the marketplace. One of the most notable mint errors associated with the 1967 penny is the double die variety. A double die occurs when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing the image to be stamped twice. This results in a double image that can be seen on the coin, and it's a feature that collectors pay top dollar for. So, if you happen to find a 1967 penny with this type of error, you could be holding on to a small fortune. Another important factor that adds value to the 1967 penny is its rarity. While the U.S. Mint produced a fair number of pennies in 1967, finding one in excellent condition or with a mint error is quite rare. As more time passes, the number of pristine 1967 pennies decreases, and their value only continues to rise. The rarity factor, combined with the historical significance of the coin, makes it a treasure for collectors all around the world. So, how much could your 1967 penny actually be worth? Well, it depends on several factors, including its condition, mint errors, and rarity. A typical 1967 penny in worn condition might only be worth its face value, which is 1 cent. However, if you happen to find one that's in mint state or has a double die error, the value can skyrocket. For the right coin in the right condition, your 1967 penny could be worth an astounding $120,000. Yes, you heard that right, $120,000 for a single penny. That's the kind of value we're talking about here. If you find a 1967 penny with a mint error or one that has been preserved in exceptional condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, what should you do if you think you might have a rare 1967 penny? First, examine it carefully. Look for any signs of wear and tear, as well as any mint errors like double dies or off-center strikes. Check for the presence of a mint mark, which will indicate whether the coin was struck in Philadelphia, no mint mark, or Denver, D mint mark. If you think your penny might be a rare find, it's always a good idea to have it professionally graded by a numismatic expert. A proper grade can make all the difference when it comes to its value in the marketplace. In conclusion, the 1967 1-cent coin is far more than just a simple penny. It's a piece of history, and if you find one in excellent condition or with a mint error, you could be holding on to a valuable treasure. Whether it's the condition, mint errors, or rarity, there's no denying that the 1967 penny is a coin that has the potential to be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. And for those lucky enough to find a top grade or error coin, the value could reach as much as $120,000. Third expensive coin, we have an exciting topic for all you collectors out there: the United States of America 1-cent coin from 1976. Now, this might sound like a coin you could find easily in your pocket, but hold on, because this penny has more value than you might expect. In fact, depending on its condition and rarity, it could be worth a small fortune. Before we get into how much this coin is worth, let's rewind to 1976. It was a year of significance for the United States. The country was celebrating its 200th anniversary of independence, and the nation was buzzing with pride, patriotism, and celebration. To mark this monumental occasion, the U.S. Mint issued several special coins, including the bicentennial quarter, half-dollar, and the 1-cent coin. While most of these coins were minted in large quantities, it's the 1976 1-cent coin that has caught the eye of collectors in recent years. This coin is interesting because, while it wasn't produced as a special edition or with any grand design change, the 1976 1-cent coin was part of the historical context of America's bicentennial celebrations. And with time, some versions of this coin have become increasingly rare, especially those in uncirculated or pristine condition. It's these rare versions that can command big bucks in the world of numismatics. Now, let's talk about the design. On the obverse side of the 1976 1-cent coin, you'll find the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This image has graced the penny since 1909, and it serves as a tribute to one of America's most beloved presidents. The reverse side, however, is where things get interesting. The design is very similar to the standard Lincoln Memorial design that we've seen on pennies for decades. But it's the rarity and condition of the coin that makes it stand out in the eyes of collectors. You may be wondering, why is this coin so valuable? It all comes down to condition, mint errors, and rarity. Most of the 1976 pennies that were produced circulated heavily and showed signs of wear and tear, so finding one in mint state, a coin that looks as though it was freshly minted, is very rare. Coins that have been well preserved or carefully stored for years are in high demand, and they're the ones that have the potential to fetch serious money. Another factor that adds to the value of the 1976 1-cent coin is the possibility of mint errors. Mint errors happen during the production process, and they can result in coins that have misprints, double strikes, or even off-center strikes. These types of errors are what collectors really covet because they make the coin unique. A 1976 penny with a mint error could be worth significantly more than one without. If you happen to stumble across a double die or a misaligned strike on your 1976 penny, then you might have something truly special in your hands. Speaking of rarity, let's talk about the Philadelphia, P, and Denver, D, mint marks. The mint mark on a coin tells you where it was produced. In 1976, the Philadelphia Mint produced pennies without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint produced pennies with a D mint mark. While both versions are common, finding a 1976 penny in pristine condition or with an error can drastically increase its value. So, it's always worth checking the mint mark on any 1976 penny you come across. Now, you're probably wondering, how much is this 1976 penny really worth? The value of the 1976 1-cent coin can vary widely depending on its condition. Most of these pennies in regular circulated condition are worth only their face value, 1 cent. However, if you manage to find a coin in uncirculated condition or one that has a rare mint error, the value skyrockets. For example, if your 1976 penny is in gem uncirculated condition, you could expect it to be worth a significant amount more than a regular penny. But for those of you lucky enough to have found a rare 1976 penny with a mint error or in pristine condition, you're looking at an astounding value. Coins like these have been known to fetch as much as $80,000, yes, you heard that right, $80,000 for a single 1976 1-cent coin. It may seem unbelievable, but in the world of rare coin collecting, anything is possible. If you've come across a 1976 penny in exceptional condition or with a mint error, you could be holding onto a small fortune. So, before you toss that old penny aside, take a closer look. You might just have something special on your hands. In conclusion, the 1976 1-cent coin is far more than just a piece of history, it's a coin that has the potential to be worth $80,000 in the right condition. Whether it's the quality of the coin, a mint error, or its rarity, there's no denying that this penny is a collector's dream. So, the next time you find yourself going through old coins, take a second to check for that 1976 penny. You never know, it could be the jackpot you've been waiting for. Last unique coin, we have a treat for you, especially if you've got a keen eye for old coins. We're talking about the United States of America 1-cent coin from 1977, a coin that may just be sitting in your collection, waiting to reveal its true worth. Now, most people think of pennies as simply a small denomination with little value. But trust me, there are some pennies out there that can make your jaw drop. And the 1977 penny is one of those hidden gems. Although it may seem like a typical copper coin at first glance, don't let its appearance fool you. The 1977 1-cent coin has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike, and today, we're going to dive into why that is. Let's start by setting the scene. The year was 1977, and the United States was entering a new decade filled with cultural shifts and economic challenges. While the nation faced various social and political changes, the 1977 1-cent coin remained a steadfast symbol of the American economy. Little did people know at the time, this seemingly ordinary penny would become a key piece in the world of rare coins. When it comes to the design, the 1977 penny is just like any other cent produced during that time. On the obverse, you'll see the well-known profile of Abraham Lincoln, which has graced the penny since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this image of Lincoln represents one of America's most revered presidents. It's on the reverse side where the design remains more or less the same, with the Lincoln Memorial taking center stage. The memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, has been a part of the penny since 1959. It represents the strength and legacy of Lincoln's leadership. So, what makes this penny from 1977 stand out? Well, like many coins, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and sometimes even mint errors. These are the factors that can turn an average penny into a treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. First off, let's talk about rarity. The United States Mint produced the 1977 penny in large numbers, but many of these coins were put into circulation, leading to wear and tear over time. As with any coin that's been used, finding one in mint condition is incredibly rare. Over the years, most of the 1977 pennies have seen significant wear, and even though they're still in circulation today, it's hard to find one that hasn't been scuffed, scratched, or damaged in some way. This is where things get exciting for collectors. If you happen to have a 1977 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, then you've already got something special. Coins that have been kept in great condition, free from damage, corrosion, or tarnishing, are worth significantly more than those in average or poor condition. You'll often hear collectors use terms like gem uncirculated or MS65+ to describe these kinds of coins, and if you come across one of these in your collection, you could be looking at a valuable asset, but that's not all. Mint errors are another reason why the 1977 penny has caught the attention of coin collectors. Mint errors are, well, just what they sound like, mistakes made during the production process. These errors can include misprints, off-center strikes, double dies, and even repunched mint marks. Imagine coming across a 1977 penny that has an error on it. It could make the coin even more valuable. Some mint errors are so rare that they're considered priceless to the right collector. Now, you may be wondering, what's the actual value of this 1977 1-cent coin? Well, if you happen to have a 1977 penny that is in uncirculated condition or features a mint error, you're in luck. The value of these coins can vary greatly depending on their grade and rarity. While most 1977 pennies are still worth only their face value of 1 cent, there are some exceptional examples that have been known to sell for $60,000, yes, you heard me right, $60,000 for a single 1977 1-cent coin. Of course, it all depends on the condition and any unique attributes the coin may have. If you've got a pristine example or one with a mint error, your penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So, the next time you're going through your coin collection or perhaps finding an old penny in your pocket change, take a moment to examine it closely. That 1977 penny might just be more valuable than you think. And if it's in great condition or has a rare mint error, it could be the key to a very nice payday. In summary, the 1977 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny, but its value can be truly extraordinary if it's in excellent condition or features an interesting mint error. As a collector, if you happen to have one of these coins, you might want to take it to an expert for grading and evaluation. A pristine 1977 penny could be worth an impressive $60,000, turning what was once considered pocket change into a small fortune. Thank you for joining me today on this fascinating journey into the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on more incredible coin discoveries. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep hunting for those hidden treasures.